Good morning, good afternoon, good night, guys, and thank you so much for tuning into another week's Instagram live version of our interviews. And I'm really excited tonight to be speaking with Rocky Harris. She's definitely a queen out in the journalistic space, just creating a positive voice that I really do like her opinions and takes on things. And it's just beautiful to see a queen out here just really rocking in and doing her thing. So let's get her back in here. I do not know why my technology is just deciding to give me this warm time tonight, but we're gonna have a great night tonight. We're gonna have a great conversation, and I'm really excited to see what's happening with this queen. So here she is. Let's get her in here. So let me, okay, and excited to have her.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well, Queen. How are you doing?
I'm good. Your makeup is bomb. I love seeing you do your different looks. I look at your makeup often.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you very much. Like, honestly, you are gold. You're a queen to me. You know how I feel about you. I love you. I was just letting everyone know you're out here doing your thing and you're a queen. And I love the opinions and just the diversity you bring to the journalistic field. So it's very healthy having you a part of that space. So grateful for it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. A lot of times I don't feel like I'm doing a lot, but that means a lot. So I appreciate that.
No, tonight is all about giving you your roses and the flowers that you deserve, Rocky. For those of you who don't know, Rocky and I have spoken before, but so much has happened in between then. And it's just like, I'm grateful that, I have these opportunities where queens like you still look and be like, you know what, Kate, respect what you're doing, because that means a lot to me, because I really respect the work that you're out here doing. So amazing.
Well, no, yeah, thank you. Same to you. You are definitely a hard worker, and I really appreciate that, especially when it comes to Black women. I'm all about making sure that we have a platform to shine. So giving you your flowers as well.
Thank you, Queen. And you look immaculate, and your hair is looking popping per usual.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen, during the quarantine, it's been nothing but twists and braids, baby. Okay.
But it looks great. And I mean, like, when you have the hair to pull it off, like, girl, why not? And that is one major thing that I will say that it's not even a thing. It's one of the biggest thing that has happened since the last time we spoke, which is the pandemic, COVID-19. Yeah. Rocky, how are you doing? How are you? Have you been coping? Have you been managing? I'm used to seeing you on carpets talking to Martin Lawrence, doing all the things and the things and the things. And like, I can only imagine what you're going through. So how has that been for you?
Aside from the traumatic experiences that people have been feeling all over the world, I've actually really loved quarantine. This has been amazing. I'm actually a hermit by nature as it is anyway. So I don't really, I'm a people person, but I'm not a people person at the same time. I really love being alone and being in my own space, unless it's like with my family or friends. So overall, quarantine's been bomb for me. I've visited my family. For the people who don't know, I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri. So that's literally the only people that I've been dedicated to visiting. So overall, quarantine's been popping for me. What's it been like for you, though? Where are you? Where are you located?
I'm based in Toronto, Canada, still.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. That's awesome. That's so crazy that, like, it's just. I think it's just cool when I get to connect with people from different places, Black people from different places. I have one friend that's from Canada, and she actually is from Toronto as well, and she's a journalist too. Yeah.
Well, definitely connect us at some point too, because I like to know everyone doing their thing and love to support each other. But like, that has been the spectrum that I've kind of been getting from people, where on one side it's just kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm getting anxiety, I'm not used to being home, I need to be I need to be outside. And then there's people like you that are like, thank God I have a moment to just be me, be in the crib, focus on what's important. And I remember the last time we spoke, because you were in LA and working so hard, it was a bit like, not depressing, but because you had so much work, being able to go back home as frequently as you want wasn't really something that you were able to do. So like, look at look at God. Like, I don't want to say like God brought COVID, but like,
right.
You know?
and not look at God as in this. I will say that on the other spectrum of the quarantine, it's been awesome being able to see the earth kind of go to a rest, be able to flourish and grow. I mean, there's different parks that I see, and it's nice that people are still able to play outside, but like seeing the grass grow and the trees flourish and there not be as much, you know, loitering or littering on the ground. And it's just been, for me, it's been a pleasant experience, being able to be aloof in my own world, as I often am. For the people who do know me, my friends and family, I'm not the biggest social person anyway. So this has been really nice for me, but definitely want to send out prayers to everyone who is struggling, because I know that it's not the same experience for everybody. Some people do deal with anxiety, and some people are very, very social. Some people really like or are used to being around people all the time. So this isn't something that's making them the most happy. So I definitely want to give my blessings and praises out to them too. So I hope everybody's okay mentally.
It's true. In a moment of transparency, the person that's causing me probably the most stress is my mother. Like, she's like she's gonna hate that I say this, but legally, according to the country, she is a senior, and she will keep her ass home. She will not stay. Like, my mom is one of those parents that she's forever like on the like grocery store. Like mall was life for her. So now that everything is shut down, she's like, well, I guess it's the grocery store every day. I'm like, Mom, can you just like stay home for me? Like, get off these streets. But salute to everyone, how they're coping, how they're getting through, you know, to each their own. I'm like you, myself, I already was home, and I was like, oh, great. Now people can't judge me for being home because this is what we're supposed to be doing. Exactly. So, right. So it's been amazing, you know. When it comes to just like adaptations, if that's the word, that you've been seeing in the industry, because I know, as I said, you work, you're always doing something, whether it's freelance work or you're on carpet. So how has like that process been for you in terms of like adapting to what's going on? Has, you know, work lessened for you? Has it gained? Just because there's a lot of entrepreneurs, including myself, that we had to go through these transitions, and it's important for us to know that like we're not alone. Like, sometimes people ask me things and I'll just answer like you do for me all the time, and it's just like it's nothing to me. If you're genuinely saying you're helping someone, or you know what I mean, whatever you learn to help adapt. So what are the changes that you just kind of had to go through besides just being home and Zoom, which everyone kind of knows, right? But
I know, right? Because I feel like Zoom just like popped up out of nowhere. I mean, I'm sure people, of course, like if you're bi-coastal or you're in different places, then I'm sure people have definitely been using Zoom. But Zoom was actually very new to me. I had never even heard about Zoom prior to the pandemic, which was crazy. Especially being a tech person, I would like to think that I'm a tech-oriented person. But to answer your question, I would say that the biggest transition has just really been virtual, doing everything virtual when it comes to press junkets. Obviously, we don't have red carpets because that's a very, very social event, or those are very social events. But yeah, I mean, honestly, girl, nothing has really slowed down. I'm still writing articles and still getting interviews. So it's honestly, to be real with you, nothing has slowed down. Maybe a little bit just because everything is at home. So you don't get to have, and that's one thing I'll say I miss red carpets so much, because they're very energetic and lively moments where you get to interact with people face to face. So that's what I would say, that's probably the only time that I like to like be around people, is when you're in that energy of interviewing people and talking to different journalists and reporters. That's always nice. Plus the wrap parties. So whenever they have the after parties for events or red carpets or movie screenings, that's the part that I miss. The wrap parties and the special occasions that they have after the events. Yeah.
It's true. It's a whole culture. Sorry. Oh, it's a whole culture. I love your hats. It's a whole culture. I was like,
fix them real quick.
It's a whole culture in itself, because like that's something that I struggled with or had to learn to adapt with. Like, doing these interviews, a lot of people, I haven't had that opportunity to have met them somewhere like in person, so they kind of already have a gauge or a sense of like who I am, or like not even who I am, but you know, like when you're interviewing someone, you're able to kind of just gain a little sense off of them in person, so it helps you to kind of figure out what questions you can ask, what you can't ask, and like just be more free flowing. And I feel like through tech, I've had to pick up on those things about people, but through technology, which has been like super hard. So you're constantly like looking in their eyes, which you should be when you're speaking with someone, unless it's like making them uncomfortable. But like just certain like, you know, body language skills that I just had to be like adapting to. Like, you know, I remember one interview I did and I felt like the person was always like doing like this. And I was taking it, like, obviously I wasn't saying anything like in the interview, of course, but like I was almost taking it personal because I was kind of like, am I like boring them? Like, is it that like someone's telling them whatever? But then I had to remind myself that there's probably like someone on their team behind them kind of like maybe instructing them or telling them how to properly like. So these are all cues that maybe like if you're on the carpet in person, you see all these people around, so it won't blow you as like awkward or strange, but you're just having to guess and assume like whatever could be happening behind the camera. What it's just, but at the same time, it's a huge advantage because you're able to create your own world, your own universe. Like, and one of the things that I love, you're already doing it before, but I feel like you've definitely like amplified and grown on it more, is Friday Night Live with Rocky. And I love that because you created like your own world, and I love the interviews and the guests that you have. Like, I show support whenever pops up in my feed because like these are the conversations like when you get to speak with the ladies from Girlfriends. Like I was like screaming for you, and at the same time I was just like, I love seeing a queen like yourself asking the questions, and not necessarily maybe someone that I feel like hasn't watched the show, doesn't know about the show and those things. And as well, because I've been able to gauge kind of your personality, I'm able, I not know what to expect, but it just makes the experience so much more fun to enjoy. And you've created your own world with that show. So speak on like the improvements, if you feel like, if any, that you made with that show, or things that you feel like you've had more freedom to express because you're like, well, this is my virtual world. People like
yeah, no, I would say that Friday Nights Live is definitely my little baby. It was something that I randomly thought of. I don't know. I actually don't know when I even thought of that. Like, it was literally just a moment where I was like, okay, well, we're at home. I want to be able to, like, for me, I'm really big on practice your craft in any way, shape, or form that you can on a daily. Like, whether it's, like, for me, when I'm prepping for an interview, I do really intensive research. And I'm not just saying that. Like, I really do. Like, I want to be the best at. I don't like to be number two at anything that I put my mind at. So for me, it's like, hey, how can I work at something that I do every single day, but make it my own, like you said. So Friday Nights Live, I knew I wanted to do like a late night show because in the end goal, like that's what I want, is my own late night show. And so, and for me, fan. Listen, no, I'm telling you, girl, it's yours already. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But yeah, no, Friday Nights Live was just something that I was like, you know what? I really want to interview people. But the people that I want to interview is I want the people who are up and coming. So, of course, you know, if Lena Waithe, Oprah, and all of them wanted to jump into my Friday Nights Live, I would definitely be like, okay, cool. But I know so many dope people around me, a lot of people that I've collaborated with or worked with, that I feel like need a platform and need to be highlighted. And so for me, it was like, especially when it comes to Black and brown people, I'm so big on making sure that we have a platform in any way. And for me, I'm like, okay, well, I have a decent following. These people will tune in. And this is a way for me to work at what I want and on my time. Okay. Cause like I tell people, Friday Nights Live is not every single Friday because baby, I'm not going to check into the world every single Friday. So for me, yeah, Friday Nights Live was just kind of this random thing where I wanted to create something where I could give a platform and highlight the dope people that I know that are around me and who are just bomb-ass people, like, in general. Like, for me, I know, hey, we all need a platform at some point to be able to get to the next level. And just for the people who are also still popping, though. Like, I've had a few pretty big up there people who have come on, and it's been amazing seeing them go on to bigger and better things. Like Winter Dunn, she works heavily with Ava DuVernay, and seeing her go have her short film on Fox Soul screenings now, and she's glowing. And I mean, and Wayne, yeah, no, absolutely. And Wayne, he's in here too. And I just love being able to shout out the people that I know and love and who are dope at what they do.
No, seriously, and I love that. And that's the part that like genuinely excites me too. Like, as I said, I've been honored to speak with you before, and to see you go on and do all these, I'm like, yes, right. Like,
thank you.
It's a great field, so I'm happy that, you know, you as a journalist, you feel the same, where it's just like you speak with people, and I feel like that's how it should be. That's how you continue to grow and to build. And let's just say last year around this time, when we were speaking, a lot of people were coming out with a lot of things, you know, and I felt like there was this huge like influx of, just similar to podcasts, right? Everybody kind of has podcasts now, and which is great. But it's now that we're, I guess we could say, on the second lap of COVID,
right?
And we're going through, you're able to see who's really still around, who's doing it, who's committed to it, and that consistency is so key. You know, not that it goes at like the people wanting that started and maybe are not here today with their shows or whatever they were doing on Instagram, but like, as I said, people don't take in the hard work, or they may see what you're doing, what I'm doing, and showing up 3-4 times a week on Instagram Live. I feel like it's something easy because we make it look that way, but it's not.
Yeah.
They don't see the hard work, and as you said, that preparation that goes on with it. Now, a traditional question, I know I probably asked, but I'm going to ask you again because tonight's all about you. Downtown, don't waste no time with negativity. What is a situation where you could definitely say, Rocky, it was negative, and somehow, some way, you found a way not to waste any time with negativity, and you rose above, you might have even surprised yourself, and not waste any time with that negativity?
I would say when you, a time where
it was definitely negative. Like, you were like, ooh.
Like, I was being negative to myself. Like,
no.
I was being,
well,
okay.
Hey, if you were the person in the situation that was being negative, then definitely call it out.
Right. So something negative happened. How did I react to it? Okay.
Yeah, but a situation where you were the bigger person, you handled it in a way where maybe another day you wouldn't have handled it like that, but
girl. Okay, I got you. So there was, I'm not going to name any names or any outlets or anything like that, but I worked for, or I did, as you people who do know me, I'm a freelance journalist, so there are a number of different outlets that I work for. And this one in particular, I was told, hey, you're going to be interviewing so-and-so and so-and-so. And for me, this was a really, like, this was like, oh my gosh, this is a really big interview. Like, I'm super, super excited. Cool beans. So I did all of my prep. Literally, I think it was like a day before the interview where they were like, okay, cool, we're not going to be able to have you do this interview. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, I've done all this prep. All right. And literally while I'm going home, I'm like, this is pissing me off. I'm irritated that I've done all of this prep, and now I'm not going to be able to do it. But I was like, you know what, whatever. They told me that I was going to still be able to do 2 other people who were really, really big. So this was for a junket. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I ain't got this person, but I got these 2 other people. Cool.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to the junket. Literally, the PR. So for people who don't know, if you go to junkets or red carpets, you usually check in with your PR, or your PR will let you know, hey, where you're going to be placed, who you're going to interview first, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So I came in, and they were like, oh, you're still going to be here? And I was like, yeah, I'm signed up for this junket underneath this outlet. And they were like, oh, well, someone else just checked in for this outlet. And I was like, okay. So I literally only got to interview 1 person. And at that point in my mind, I was like, wow, like they didn't even let me know that this was happening. I just showed up and was blindsided completely. So in my mind, I was like, you know what? This is too much. And just to even add even more, this was a black, the talent was black. So, and this was a more, I wouldn't say that it was a black movie, but it was a moment where it would shine more if a black journalist was able to interview this specific talent. So when I got there, the person that was in my place, because mind you, I was already signed up for this. I was booked as the person showing up for this outlet. When I got there, the person, non-black person, was the person that was interviewing. And the reason that they gave me was because they were good friends with the talent, which to me, I'm just like, okay, I don't know how you'd be friends with this. If they were, okay, cool. but how would you be friends with this specific talent? Like that's very bizarre to me. So in my mind, I was like, you know what? I only got to interview one person come at the end of it all. And the person, yeah, right. Exactly. You have to, in your mind, say, at least, okay, even though I've done this interview prep, even though I've beat my face, I'm going to come out of this with a positive attitude. But I will say this, at this point in my life, now for people who are just now getting started in the career, you take every opportunity that you can, even if an outlet kind of does you a little scandalous, just be humble and take the next opportunity that they may give you. Yeah. So for me though, at that point, because it was like a lie after a lie after a lie, I was like, yeah, I'll probably never work with this outlet again. And I won't. Yeah. And that's not me saying that they're not an amazing outlet. That's not me saying that they can't grow or be better, or I don't give them blessings and whatever. But for me, for me, it was a no, because I felt like, okay, I've done other things for you. The least that you could have done was give me, and let me know, like, just tell me, hey, beforehand, oh, okay, you don't need to do this. And I will say this too, journalists, always be prepared to interview everybody. Like, don't just think in your mind, oh, okay, I'm only going to interview so-and-so. In your mind, tell yourself, I'm going to interview this entire cast, and at least have general questions that you can ask everybody. Because if you come into it and you're like, oh, I don't know what to ask this person, unless you're that person that like Oprah doesn't prepare questions. Yeah. So she's that person that comes into an interview and she's like, I'm just gonna have a conversation. Yeah. Go Oprah. That's not me. But I applaud the people who are like that. But yeah, always be prepared. Don't get ready, stay ready. I know that's an old mantra that's been retold, but for real though. But yeah, so by the end of it all, I know that I took you on a long journey for that story. But yeah, no. What I did after that was I prayed about it and I said, you know what? That's okay. But for you and for me, I'm really big about removing myself when my energy is conflicted. If I feel like you, or whether you're an entity, a person, whatever, okay, no, exactly. If you feel bad energy and it's present and it's intense and it's thick, remove yourself. There's literally, like, you will be okay. Like, that's it, whether it's friends, family members, whoever, remove yourself. And so that's what I did, is I just removed myself. I didn't say anything to them. I didn't complain. I literally didn't say anything. I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to take myself away. Yeah. That is huge. And you're speaking like a lot of facts. There was a lot of, as we say, eat fruit, mind your business here at downtown. There was a lot of fruit in that you gave, in your rap versus your bars. There's a lot of fruit because one of the things, time and time again, prepare. You gotta like, this is like what, our second, third time bringing that up, but like, it's very important. You have to stay prepared. You have to be ready because especially in this industry, there's a lot of fuck shit that goes on. Yeah. And like, because for that reason, you have to, not that it's just, how do I say it without sounding like depressing, but because you can be burned in so many ways, and you definitely experienced where it's just like, all right, I definitely have to have this in a row. And like you said, having general questions, prepare for doing the whole cast, even though they might have told you it's one. Those are also, like, I feel like the foundations and the seeds to being a successful journalist and that person, because you never know what interview it is that's going to hit, number one. And number two, as you said, they can just throw you a curveball here, there, and you're the one looking stupid because obviously you're not going to throw the publication or whoever under the desk, because that's not considered professional. So definitely important. And I will say, guarding your energy, if there's something that was important to me pre-COVID, now with COVID, like, it's even more, and like, I'm definitely not doing nothing I don't have to do. Yeah, I'm not speaking to anyone I don't have to speak to. I'm not tolerating any disrespectfulness that I don't have to, because it's there's too much going on. Yeah, like, I have other things to worry about besides something extra that I actually don't need, Like, you don't ever need to be anywhere where you feel like you're not valued, you're not appreciated, and you're not respected. And that doesn't matter who you are, the person whoever's doing it to you, whether they're an A-list celebrity or an exec or whatever. You don't need to be anywhere where somebody doesn't respect you as a human, just basic human being, care and consideration, like, treat me the way that you want to be treated type of energy. That, like, everyone deserves that, whether, no matter what, as a human, everyone deserves to be respected. I totally agree.
Agree. And you know, the other important part was the fact that, like, I remember it was last week, Rocky, I cannot tell you what happened to my mic, but my mic was not connecting to my laptop. Like, when I say my laptop wasn't even, like, you know, you plug in, you hear doo doo, so it shows that your laptop,
right,
not a damn thing. And that day, because of lessons I learned, some days I'm doing like 3-4 interviews a day. And that day was one of the days where I had 4 different Zoom interviews lined up. Okay. And I was like, Lord, and these are like some big people. I'm like, I don't have time to reschedule because I'm already looking at the rest of my schedule. I'm not trying to have people back. Like, you know how the whole thing goes. And I took the time and I emailed everyone. I was like, hey, full transparency. And I'm sharing this story just to be like real, like you're being real for everyone, to let everyone know, like, we go through things and it's not as easy as you make it, like you make it look, right? But I emailed everyone. I was like, hey, I know we're supposed to like do Zoom and everything to go on the podcast. Like can we do the Instagram live? And totally blah, blah. And thank God everyone, you know, it was in my favor, and everyone agreed to do the Instagram live that day and did everything, and it worked out. But had I have not been like, okay, I have a plan B or a backup plan, or as you said, preparing to interview the whole cast, then when the ball or the wind goes a certain way and you're not expecting that, you have to be prepared. You have to do what is necessary. Now, Rocky, when it comes to you, you know, I know we spoke a lot about your work, your career, what you do for a living, and like, we know we spoke a little bit about you wanting to hermit and things like that. And it's great, but like, speak on, if you can, like some of the self-care practices that maybe you've ignored prior and now you've definitely focused on it more than ever now, whether it's even taking an extra long shower, just whatever self-care things that have just really been something where you're like, I've been neglecting this and this was required to be back in my life right now.
I would say, honestly, I'm a real, like, the people, my circle, y'all know I am big on energy. So I wouldn't say I've never neglected, well, no. I would say that I neglect nutrition in the sense that I get so busy sometimes that I forget to eat. And I'm like, Raquel, you need to at least have a snack or something, like, you know, always have water by you.
It's true.
I would, and again, and that was unintentional neglect. So not something that I knew I needed to be better at, but just something that I just wasn't doing. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, you're hungry at night. And like, as you know, when you get super busy, sometimes you really will go a day without eating, or not a day, but you'll eat breakfast or something, and then you'll forget lunch, dinner, snack. Like, so I would say that that's probably something that I definitely have unintentionally neglected. However, something that for me, all full transparency, I struggle with anxiety really, really bad. It may seem like I'm super confident when I'm in these interviews, but Wayne, I think he's still in here. He knows. I be talking to him like I am real nervous. I be scared sometimes. I'm also a perfectionist as well. So if I mess up or stumble on something, I am my biggest critic. Exactly. Yeah. So, one thing that I've taken up, and I would love to share with your audience as well as mine, for the people who haven't heard it, because I've talked about it so much now, I've taken up sound bathing, and that really, really helps me. So sound bathing is because our bodies are made up of sound and vibration. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're these sound bowls, and I think I think it definitely is more associated with the Buddhist culture, but it's just people who take these sound bowls. Anyone can do it. You don't have to necessarily be a Buddhist. I'm not Buddhist, but they're sound bowls, and chimes and different wind scales and things like that. And they make sound vibrations, and you listen to them, and they make music almost for your body. So in the mornings, I work out. So I get up in the morning, I work out, and then I'll just turn on like 10-minute videos on YouTube of sound bathing, specific or preferably Black people, because I feel like, I don't know, I'm just really big on like energy, and when my energy is, you know what I mean? Like when my energy is coming from my people, it gives me a different type of energy because I know that they're emitting that energy out to me and I'm receiving it as another Black person. Kind of like the head nod, like when you walking down the street, you see another Black person, you like energy, and you got to give them that, like, you know, that head nod. So I feel like for me, I've taken up sound bathing. That's been really, really helpful for me when it comes to stress and anxiety. I do that in the mornings for about 10 minutes and I stretch. You don't have to necessarily meditate. Some people do meditate. But I just, after my workouts, I stretch and I listen to sound bathing, and that really gets me started for my day. And you can do it at night too. They have sound bathing for when you're trying to go to sleep too.
I didn't even know they broke it down by like the times of the day. Full disclosure, I don't know that much about it, but like 2 women that I can say, okay, I actively see them like use these things, that's how I know about it, is the Annihilator, social media.
Okay.
Love her. And oh my gosh, why is her name slipping me? I listen to her podcast all the time. Oh my gosh.
You'll definitely send it to me.
But she even opens her podcast like every day, every episode with sound bathing. But now that I was just thinking like a wind chime bowl, but now that you've said the term, thank you for teaching me, because now I can say I know. There we go, dropping gems with Debbie Brown.
Oh,
Debbie Brown.
Please send to me. I would love that.
I will.
Super random. What's your sign?
Libra.
You're Libra. Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking in my mind. I was like, what is her? I'm really big on zodiacs. So I was like,
tell me about myself. Tell me.
Okay. Just listen.
Be honest. Just
okay. Well, Libras are my sister sign, or Aries. I'm an Aries, so Libras are Aries' sister sign. But that also means that you guys are the complete opposite of us. Libras. Okay. It may not apply to you, but a lot of Libras that I've met, they be cheaters, man. And I will say, my niece is a Libra, and she is the most amazing child ever. Oftentimes when I meet Libras or when I talk to Libras and interact with them, you guys love attention. You guys, and I think that's the entire air sign community. You guys love attention in the sense of like, you guys love to talk. You're very social people. But you guys tend to find a way to bring conversations back to you. So like you guys could be like, you could be in a conversation with somebody talking about like the stars and the moon and whatever. And somehow Libras will be like, well, you know, the other day I was looking at the stars and it's like so bizarre. But again, I think that this is all air signs, because my mom is an Aquarius and you guys are very talkative. And sometimes, I'm gonna be real with y'all, sometimes y'all be starting drama and y'all be acting like y'all don't know who started the drama. And then y'all be like, no, it wasn't me. And y'all be troublemakers sometimes, just sometimes. Sometimes, listen. But I would say that you guys are really social people, though. Yeah, very social, and you guys love fairness. You guys love equality when it comes. Oftentimes I see Libras, and I'm not even just talking about the whole like you guys' scale sign or whatever. But I do often see Libras in like law and politics and things like that. So yeah, I would say that would be my breakdown.
All day complaining about how something is not fair, and then I have to have my real ones around me be like, bitch, the world ain't fair. Who cares? That would be you for me. That would be you for me. Just give me the G-check. Like, honestly. But you know what? A lot of that I do agree with. Like, definitely. But I will say I feel like Libra men are more of the unfaithful ones.
Yes, girl.
The Libra male, because, you know, the other half of the world that helped my mother to bring me into this equation is that. And I will say that is definitely, and you're right, there is, but the attention part of it, the way you view it, that is the first time I've heard that, because most of the times I feel like I feel like I'm doing exactly what you just said, but to be fair, I feel like I go into spaces not wanting attention, not wanting that, and somehow the room or the energy always shifts towards me, even though I feel like I'm just kind of in the cut trying to be myself.
Okay.
That's like that's what I feel sometimes. Like I feel like, okay, I'll cut, like say me and you roll up in somewhere and we're laughing, we're having a great time, I'm just laughing, and then someone's gonna come over to me and be like, oh my gosh, girl, I love your teeth, and automatically I'm like, that wasn't even something I was trying to like, you know what I mean, bring to the forefront, put out there, like, I'm just being myself or being in my own zone. But I feel like people are always so attracted to that Libra energy that it makes it seem like maybe we are seeking attention. But I feel like for some people, for example, Lil Wayne, he's a Libra. I don't feel like this rock boy stuff and all that he does is for like, it's just him being him. But whatever he does, people are just like,
well, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want me to name some other ones?
Yes.
Though? Kim K. You got Kim K. You got Amber
She's
Rose.
A Scorpio.
Kim K is a Libra.
Oh.
Kim K is a Libra. Google it.
I just want to make sure before I claim her.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, girl.
He's like, I got time.
I know y'all air signs, man. And because Amber Rose and Kim K and Amber Rose ironically have the same birthday.
Yes, no, they're not. I know you're talking. Their birthdays are. Oh, they're on the borderline. You see, those Libras.
They're the cusp.
They're on the borderline. They're on the borderline of Scorpio and Libra. I find the closer you are to that, like, whole. I'm sorry for everyone. Like, I can get.
No. Hey, I'm all about zodiac.
I love it. I know you love it too. But I'm like, to those who are like, it turns into a whole like astrology conversation. But like, I find like the Libras that are closer to that Scorpio side, they're more like a little bit more wild. A little bit more wild.
No, that's
what is your sign?
My sign is Aries. I'm an Aries. Aries gang. For the people in the building, I don't know who's an Aries, but
when is Aries?
So we are the end of March and the middle to almost end of April. So like besides like a cusp, but like So notable mentions: Martin Lawrence, Mariah Carey, Eddie Murphy. We can go down the list. Aries, Quavo. Who else? There's so many. Honestly, like I know, like of course, all signs have grades, but I love Aries. I love fire signs. I will say that. Sag, Leo, Aries, we're dope. Period. But I have to give a shout out. I would say my second favorite signs or group of signs would be earth signs. My dad is a Capricorn. My best friend is a Capricorn. But my mom's an Aquarius. Like I said, I got love for y'all air signs. But y'all alive.
I feel like what I really love about Aries, I didn't know that was the time, but now that I'm like reflecting, I know a lot of people, including you, around that time that I genuinely love speaking with all the time. So that speaks to. But what I do realize now that you're even saying who those signs are, the thing in common that I've always said about your sign, and one of the reasons why I'm so attracted and what I love the most about you is, even though you guys are the way you are, I feel like if people pay close attention to you, they really see how smart you are. Like, you guys are deep thinkers. Like, you guys have, I see you now, Rocky Harris, but there's like a whole nother side that like people don't really like tap into unless they're like around you or you let them into that.
Yes.
You brought up Quavo. I've always, when I look at Quavo, Offset as well, but especially Quavo, I've always been like, that guy, he's super smart. There's more to him. Like, and I feel that, and now that you're seeing all those people that are Aries, I'm like, I always feel that way about people. I'm like, when I'm watching, I feel like there's so much more to them. They're not even letting people know. Like, and Rocky, you're so smart. And I feel like that is where you kind of shy and you don't really let people like, you know, but it's not that you don't want to. It's just, I guess, when you're comfortable.
Yeah. I would say Aries I agree. We're definitely like, we get a bad rap. I feel like Virgos, Aries, Geminis. Yes. I feel like people always brag about Aries. For sure. Yeah. But see, and I like, out of the air signs, Geminis are like, I love Geminis. But then you got like the Trumps and the Kanye type Geminis. And it's like, okay, y'all wilding. But Aries, I would say, I agree. We're really to ourselves. But we're also the life of the party too. So like, it depends. We pick and choose when we really want to be extroverted. Like we really do. Yeah, like we don't want to show. Like I don't know, because I feel like Aries are also really open books. Like, we'll share what we want if we feel comfortable and if we've dealt with it. If we haven't dealt with it and we're not comfortable with whatever, you know, issue we've had in the past, we won't tell you. But if it's something like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, I got fired from what's the name and so-and-so, we'll tell you because we're comfortable with it and we've dealt with it within ourselves. So, but yeah, no, I love being an Aries. I think we're just so amazing. And I think that everyone else is amazing too. But I just, you know, obviously I'm biased.
You are.
Thank you.
Because I find with Pisces, like, while Pisces, not, I won't categorize you in there, but I feel like they do have love to give, but they're very selfish.
Girl. And
like, there comes a point where they become very secretive and very selfish.
And they're master manipulators.
I've definitely been guilty of dating like a lot of Pisces in my history, and I'm like, bitch, how do you always fall for this? Like, now when anybody tells me, oh, my birthday's like March 10th, I'm running. Like, no.
Yeah,
sex will be great, but that's where it stops.
You know, March. Yeah, they're an emotional. You know, if this person's watching, he'll laugh. But March Aries, they're great, but they are definitely a little bit different than the April Aries. April Aries are a little bit more chill, more relaxed. March Aries, child, they something else. But they're very organized. They teach April Aries a lot when it comes to being organized, being serious. Because I would like to say that Aries are serious, but sometimes we just want to be loose. And I know for me, my rising sign is Taurus and my moon sign is Sag. So I kind of have a little bit of different stuff. Like, I think my Taurus really levels me and brings me down to earth, because sometimes my Aries is very impulsive and I'm like, I just want to do this and this and this. And my Taurus is like, all right, well, but take it easy. But yeah, I would say, to wrap the entire zodiac sign combo, I think Libras are dope. I love my niece Kai. She's my favorite Libra, and second with you, I would say. And I have a cousin that's a Libra as well. It's funny because I don't really run into a lot of Libras, but when I do, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a Libra that I've met. But yeah, overall, love zodiacs, and shout out to the Aries and shout out to the Libras as well.
Yeah, overall, like, yeah, I agree with everything you said, but I feel like a lot of those things, like male Libra, but wow, I didn't realize Kim was Libra. Wow.
I know.
Okay,
girl.
Okay.
Y'all crazy.
And mind your business.
Now, you know, as you say, eat fruit, mind your business. I want to ask you, Rocky, it's about what, 6, 7 where you are right now? Are you still in LA?
I am.
Okay. So what did you eat today? And you know that I love my food, so please take me there. Give me a full description. What did you eat today? How'd you have it? How was it? Like, take me there.
So far, I've had a smoothie and I've had some toast and I've ate some oatmeal. I'm doing, like, right now, that's it. I know. I'm telling you, I'm still working on the neglect, the unintentional neglect. But after this, though, I'm going to get some buffalo cauliflower and some fries. I know. I've been doing, what has it been? I started on Monday, I think. I've been vegan so far. So I'm trying
Since Monday?
Yeah, since Monday. I just started. This is very new for all the people who vegans. Don't come at me. This is
that's longer than I can hold. So
you know, it's not hard. Yeah, no, it's not I'm really big on health, believe it or not, even though I ate that much today. I'm really big on health. So for me, getting up in the morning and working out and making sure I drink water is really, really big for me. And my diet has been something that I've really wanted. I know, right? Sean, my friend Sean is in there. Welcome over. I know. Shout out. I need you to write in your, sorry, just to do a shameless plug for him. Write in your vegan company that you have.
Yes,
he can cook his butt off. Okay, Sean, I need some food pronto for my vegan journey. But yes, since Monday, I have been vegan and it's really been awesome. Like, it hasn't been difficult at all. But again, I'll put that out and say that I've done Whole30. So for people who don't know what Whole30 is, Google that, because that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. But I've done Whole30 where that's
what is it?
No sugar.
Whole30?
Yeah. So Whole30 is no sugar whatsoever, no bread, no beans, no, you can have meat, but it can only be antibiotic free, grass fed, like it has to be super, super clean, meat. But yeah, no sugar. And mind you though, after that 30 days, because the reason that they're doing it is because it resets your stomach. And literally, I'm not even joking you, the best I've ever felt in my life was after Whole30. Like, you feel so light, you have natural energy. So yeah, definitely try out Whole30 if you can. Take it easy on the salt because you don't want to overdo it when, you know, you just don't want to overdo it. But Whole30, and then after Whole30, I had been pescatarian. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and just go vegan and see how this works. It was definitely a back and forth decision though. Like, literally, Sean, the person who I just shouted out, they were literally like, you should just do it. You need to just do it. And I was like, okay, I finally did it. And it's not been hard at all. Tonight, I think if I don't get my buffalo cauliflower, I made some rice and some vegetable soup. So that's probably what I'll eat today. But yeah.
I'm so proud of you. And I feel like I always compliment you about your hair and how like immaculate your skin is. So I feel like with you on this journey, like that's just going to exude like even more. So I'm looking forward to witnessing you on this journey. And congratulations, because if there's one thing that I've learned is making those decisions, whether it's pescatarian to become vegan, it is a serious mental choice. Like, because I definitely, how many times I've been like this week alone that I'm like, I'm going to work out today. I'm tired of how I look on camera. I'm going to get some of this weight off. I'm going to whatever. And like, here we are at about almost 10 o'clock tonight in Toronto, Canada. My ass has not worked out one day this week or today. So just being honest, like it happens, but I have been very well with the eating. Like I'm always eating, you know, something with vegetables every day. Now, Rocky, for you, selfishly, I'm asking for me, but what is just something that you feel like helps you to actually get up every day, or something that has definitely just been really strong in that fight with you of just keeping you to even complete that Whole30 or stick onto your pescatarian journey? And now like you've almost had a full 7 days gone vegan. Like what is just that where do you get it from? Give me the source.
To be honest with you, like it's really hard to say. Like ever since going all the way back, I've just always kind of been that person that's like, okay, well, if I want to do this, then I got to do it. You know, like if I want to lose weight, then I got to get up and work out. If I want to be a journalist, then I got to go to school. If I want to, you know, meet this person and get this job, then I got to go network. Like when you tell yourself there's no other option besides going towards what you want, then and sometimes I'm not gonna lie, you know, it's gonna be hard. There's gonna be moments where you're like, oh, do I want to do this? For me, I had the reason why, I don't know, for the people who do not know or may know, my interview had to be rescheduled 2 weeks ago because I had a personal matter that I had to deal with. So I was healing from that. And in that moment, I felt like, oh my, and so for me, I work out 5 days a week. So Monday through Friday, I'm up at but see, I'm telling you though, girl, it seems hard. It seems hard. But once you start doing it, the first day, second day, third day, that's gonna kill you. But that fourth day, you're gonna wake up and be like, if I don't work out, what am I doing with my life? And that's gonna literally push you to be like, okay. And also too, my screensaver, because I'm trying to lose weight too, girl. I done gained some weight since 2017. I done gained about like 30 pounds, and I'm like, this is not what's, girl. I was about 30 pounds, and I'm like, and
I don't see it.
I do. I see it, and I'm tired of seeing it. And shout out to the women who are body positive. I give it to you. Yeah, no, everyone is beautiful.
It's a no for me, dog.
It is. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. I gotta go. I have to. So, and the same with my hair. This is a journey too. When I was tired of seeing my heat damage and all of that, and I'm sorry, them wigs is itchy. The wigs is itchy. The sewings is itchy.
So itchy.
Girl, and I was like, I'm not about to wipe off no gorilla glue, not gorilla glue, child. It's been too much. Not gorilla glue. Please, y'all, gorilla glue. Do not. Got to be. I'm so sick of that damn story. But putting got to be glue.
Lashes are here to stay.
Literally, like I was so tired of that story, child. I was so sick of it. But yeah, I'd done wigs a little bit for a second, and I was like, I'm tired of this. Like literally, it was so hard wiping the got to be glue, or you know, the wig glue that you can go buy, and it was expensive too. I was like, I'm not about to keep investing in this. I'm just gonna invest in my hair. So I've cut my hair several times. You said what? I'm sorry.
No, I said bars. Like, don't.
Yeah. Girl, like literally, it's just you have to be consistent. And if you have in your mind, hey, like for me, I want to be at least 135, 140. That's like my goal. 135, maybe 135 might be a little too small. 130, 140, 145. That's like my goal. So for me, I'm like, I'm going to eat, sleep, breathe, losing weight and being fit and being healthy. So not just losing weight, being healthy along with that. So girl, it's this girl, I think her name is Capra Curves. Her body is just bomb. She's on Instagram. I'm sure people know her. Her body is freaking bomb. So I literally have her and these two other black women fitness trainers that I have. And I just put them as my screensaver on my phone. Cause I was like, you know what? If I want to look like that, I need to stimulate my mind with that every single day. Like that's literally how I motivate myself, is making myself not feel bad about it, but feel bad about me not.
I am like that too.
Yeah, like, you know, like you have to be, if you want something, then go get it. Don't make excuses for yourself, because then you come a year later and then you're still in that same place. And the only person that you have to blame is yourself. So I would say if you have weight loss goals, just take it slow. You know, don't put too much pressure on yourself, but day by day, even if it's a walk, because I know I go on a walk sometimes if I don't feel like doing, you know, a whole 45-minute session workout, I go for a walk. Okay. For an hour though. I will go for a walk for an hour. So take a walk, listen to music, do what you got to do, and just, you know, and enjoy the scenery and your environment. Like it literally, you can make working towards your goals fun, and it should be fun because you're wanting to win whatever aspiration that you're after. So yeah, that's what I would say, that's how I stay motivated.
No, it's so true. Would you say that you're a person that you're good with like your organization or like time management skills?
I am now. I didn't used to be. Lord, for the people who know me, my room used to be a mess, honey. And now if people do come, people don't come. No, but girl, listen, I was a junky person. I still have my moments, but not really. Like if you came to my apartment, it's going to be spotless, because now I'm just like, and that's really big when it comes to going towards your goals too. Clear your space. One thing that I've learned in no longer being a junkie person is that I find my mind is much more clear if my room is clear. And that really helps. And I love my agenda. My agenda is my heart. So I've always been an agenda person. Right. Yeah, like I literally, if I don't have my agenda, what am I doing today? Like I just don't know. So literally. But so yeah, I would say that I'm gonna organize her. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna claim it. I am an organized person today.
I feel like you are.
Yes, today.
Today. Oh my gosh, no. Like I feel like you are, and like that is something that I feel like when it's genuinely a part of your character, it just like spills into every section of your life, and like through everything we speak on, I just hear this like come out within you. So I'm like, do you feel like you are this person? Because I'm like across the board, like exactly what you're saying. When you say you're gonna do it, you do it. Time to do it. You need to get done. That's it. So that's it. I love that. I'm definitely going to try to embody that. You actually got me like hyped, and I'm like, yo, this girl's crushing like so many goals this week. I need to like, I'm here looking at the jump rope as I'm talking to you. I'm like, all right, me and you tomorrow. We got this. We got
you
this.
Can't. Yes, you do. You have it. And it's already there.
I don't know if it's the same for you. Let me know. But like, especially now that we're inside, so even those little things that would have maybe forced us to go outside, I've definitely been laying down and sitting down way more, hearing cracks where I never heard cracks before. So it's like we really, with this quarantine, we really have to force ourselves to do so, even if it's to stretch, because you know, I'm not trying to crack come the time when the world is opening again. So Very, very important. Now, another staple question that we ask is, we have the 4 elements. You have water, well, we kind of discussed, but still. We have water, earth, air, and fire. Which element do you feel like represents you the most or resonates with you the most, and why?
I'd say fire. 1, because I'm a fire sign. 2, because I think my flames can go crazy sometimes, and sometimes I do lose control of my flames, and it can burn me sometimes in the midst of me trying to like wave my flames to make them bigger. So I would say fire, but when I'm alone, I would say water, because I love, okay, this is so weird. I love water, but at the same time, I don't. Like, big masses of water really creep me out. So like, if I go to the ocean, like, yeah, I know. If I go to the beach, because then it's like, look, sharks, 1. 2, if you go too far up into that mud, like, you might get carried away. It will take you. Yeah, no, like,
for real.
I'm from the Midwest, and I'm cool on that. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm great. Like, they LA, West Coast, y'all can have it, okay? But I'll take the lakes, like, what is it, TLC? The lakes and the rivers that I'm used to, baby, okay? I'm okay. But I do, I would say fire and water. Fire and water are great for me.
That's dope. I love that. And like, so just to specify, you're saying that larger bodies of water make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, because like,
but if it's more manageable.
Yes. Ooh. Good observation. Because yes, if I feel out of control, I don't like it. And even when I'm getting, like, if I draw blood, or if I go and get I'm good with like flu shots. But if I get my blood drawn, or if I'm in a situation where I have to go under an anesthesia, or, whatever circumstance where I'm literally like, just, I'm not comatose, where you're just like, out of it completely, and you're underneath the care of someone else, that creeps me out. Like, just not knowing, and I would say like, not necessarily new experiences, but I would say that my biggest, like, I don't want to deal with that is when I'm not in control of myself. Like, not just like drinking or smoking, stuff like that, but like when I'm under, or I think the drawing blood just creeps me out, in the sense that, like, if I were to like rip it out and then like all my blood just start going crazy, like that, like, I don't know, those are the types of things that like go in my mind.
Facts.
Like,
it's not funny, but like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just don't, I don't want to hurt myself. So I stay, like I said, I stick with the lakes and the rivers. Yeah, I stick with the lakes, the rivers and the lakes that I'm used to.
I love that analogy. I love, like, we know the stuff, but I just love the way you put it together. It was awesome.
Hey.
I fucks with that. And an interview that I always like to acknowledge, because we are young queens. And shout outs to Ty Woods. We were speaking, and they asked her the same question, and she had shared that fire was like her main, one that she resonated with. And we were discussing like the process of making gold. When you look at the process of making gold, the gold bars are literally like submerged in fire. Like, it's engulfed in fire, kind of like Daniels and Lions. And if you familiar with that story, and when that gold comes out of that like submersion of fire, it looks perfect. It looks unscathed. It looks nothing close to like what it had just gone through. So I just want to remind you today, and moving forward, I know this won't be the last time we speak, but just, while we're here, I just want to remind you, genuinely, Rocky, like, you are pure gold. You are worthy. You are worth it. And just keep going. Don't stop.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And the same to you. Seriously, like, I be looking at Shop Downtown. Like, I look at all of your different stuff. Like, I'm like, come on, girl. Like, you better have a franchise for your brand. Like, I think that that's so dope that you created your own world and your own platform and your own stuff to buy, okay? You got your own market. Like, that's okay. You better let them know. Let them, like, seriously, that's amazing. And one thing that I said to myself when you were first DMing me about an interview, or just like for your podcast, when this was just, I think you just had, just your podcast. In my mind, I was like, she is really persistent, and I love that. Like, because that you really have no serious. Literally in my mind, I was like, she is knocking on my door, but that's okay. I love that. That's good that you, and that's why I came. In my mind, I was like, I'm gonna pin her, and I will come back. I'm super busy, but I hope she understands.
And I respect that you kept your word.
Yes, and that's why I was like, oh my gosh, like let me circle back to Kay and let her know, like, hey, I'm still interested. If you still interested, and you know, like I said, I applaud you and I give you all your flowers because you definitely deserve it as well.
Let me tell you, Rahi, this here is for you, is for y'all. Like, anytime, whenever you're ready, whenever you feel like, shoot, this article is get published, let me throw it away somewhere. You got it. Because I know it won't be garbage. You know what I mean? Like, your clothes for itself, but like, this is your home. Like, whenever, you know, you want a moment or you have anything, I'm here, Downtown is here, because majorly, you keep your word. You are a woman of your word, and that's something that's very, very, very important. You know, times I may feel defeated, and I feel like, oh, did I do something wrong? Or like, I'm very like shy and like feeling like I'm bothering people, or you don't want to ruin like those relationships you feel like you're building with people, right? So thank you so much for just keeping your word. Like, I know that the journey gets rough, or it's different for other people, or as you said, people have things going on, you never know. Like, especially now with COVID, I want to focus on the fact that people just never know what other people are going through. And, you know, while a lot of things were brought to light, it's very important for us more than ever to just continue to add value. Like, celebrities are fun, all the things are fun, but adding value and real purpose in this world and in our life. Like, someone like you, to me, you're adding value, because you're not just another girl like on the ground showing her beautiful face and her tits and ass. Like, you have other things to add to that. While I love to see it, but let's be real, like, we need more. We need more substance. We need more things to let us know to keep going. We need more things to let us know that we're not alone, to remain inspired, to keep motivated, and to create our own tables, you know, keep going. So you embody a lot of the things, and you're just out here killing it. And I have no shame in my game. I love just sitting back and seeing you out here like win and flourish, pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, and forward. So keep going, Queen. Do not stop. Do not.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll definitely have to have you on Friday Nights Live if you are ever interested. Please,
I would be honored. You let me know when.
Yes.
But
I will talk after that. After this.
Yeah, no problem. So I know I'm sorry, I'm so over my time, and I do respect your time.
It's good, time. Girl. I'm at home. I'm here.
I'm having such a great time speaking with you. It's been a pleasure. Now I will ask you this fun question, just to see, you know, pick your a little bit.
Okay.
Now, would you rather? Okay. Cut off both of your thumbs. Okay. Both of your thumbs. You're gonna make fours right now. Would you rather cut off both of your thumbs or a baby's foot? Which would you rather?
Or a baby's foot?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to your cute little nephew.
All right. Just a baby's foot.
You don't know the baby.
I don't know the baby.
You don't know the baby.
That's awful. Because then if I say the baby's foot, then I'm going to him. Like, literally, like, I mean, because I don't want to lose my thumbs. This baby ain't gonna know he ain't got no legs. No, I'm just kidding. No, I would cut off my thumbs. I've lived, so, and this baby has not. So I would definitely cut off my thumbs. That's my PR answer. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm rocking with it. And my PR answer as well is, when we say the baby's foot in your thumbs, we do not mean that in the literal sense. This is it's like psychological, you know, kind of like mind twister. But we don't mean baby's foot like in the literal sense. Now, with that being said, let me tell you, okay?
I'm like, wait! My whole mind just said.
Let me tell you something. 97% of the people say chop off that baby's foot.
Oh,
Listen, you are part of the minority, which is not a bad thing. But I'm letting you know, like, don't feel no ways if you were to say, chop off that baby.
dang, that's correct. There's some crazy people, and I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I'm 27. I've lived at least a good amount of my life with my thumbs. This baby ain't even had a life without their legs, so I don't want to do that to the baby.
Somebody said, I remember one time someone said to me, they'll make sure to go back and like always make sure the baby's blessed, good, get them like the highest level of like the, you know, the
prosthetics.
There we go, the prosthetic. So I was like, oh my gosh. And then on the other side, I had someone be like, you know what? That baby's gonna be good. I'm gonna get me some like high-tech bionic thumbs, attach them to my body.
I cannot. Well, okay, cool. Right. That's what I would do, is I would just get me some, you know, prosthetic thumb. I mean, can I use them the same way though? Like,
that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, and shout out to the people. I don't want to, because this sounds like a very ableist conversation. Shout out to people
with me, Rocky. Don't worry.
Yeah, like, and I just want to, you know, for people who may be with prosthetics, that is a life that I do not know. So it is probably it's very ableist for me to be like, I ain't trying to cut off my legs or my thumbs. But you know, but yeah, for me, I would have my thumbs cut off, because like I just don't want to do anything wrong to another person. Like, if I have control over the situation, I just don't want to. Yeah, I think it's a lot when you do something to someone else. Like, that's really big for me, is when you're putting your own, you know, you're making decisions for other people. I don't know, like, that's, yeah. So,
and see, you found the psychology in it without me even having to tell you. So there you go.
Oh wait, what? So where did you read this? Now I'm like intrigued.
No, I didn't read it anywhere. Like, this is just would you rather questions that we have here, staple at the show, that I love to ask every guest, just to kind of like, you know, it's my unorthodox way of, you know, really picking into your brain and understanding more of the way you think, similar to the food question. That allows me to just like in an unorthodox way, know if you're taking care of yourself, if you ate today, and my way of just checking in with you, right?
Okay.
Without being too much in your business. So that is just something I love to ask, to just see. But there it is in itself. And for anyone that's ever, after you spoke with me and you wondered, what the fuck does this girl just ask me if I cut out some baby's foot throats? There it is right there, you know? Sometimes in life, are you willing to make that decision that will benefit you versus the other, like, you know, just depending on what's out in life. So thank you for answering that. Now, the other one I'd love to ask you, Rocky, is if you were given $500 million one time, like deposited once, $500 million, or you cure world hunger and the world knows that you are like, Rocky, that was you. Like, I'm not hungry today because of Miss Harris. Like, which would you rather and why?
That's difficult, because I feel like I could flip that 500 million and make sure that world hunger is eliminated if I had 500 million. So, but then again, I'm like, if I take the 500 million, like, I mean, if I had the 500 million, I would pay off my student loans, because that is for the birds. But
that part,
yeah, like, I mean, you know what? Curing world hunger in a swipe, I'd probably pick that, because I'm good. Like, right now, I'm good. Like, I'm not dying, you know? Like, so if I could literally press a button and be like, oh, everybody's good, then that would cure capitalism too, and like colonization in different parts of the world too. So for me, I would definitely probably choose world hunger, but I would love to have 500 million, somebody. So, but yeah.
Anybody.
Right. Right. No, really, please. 500 million. $25,000. Okay. That is fine with me.
There was a meme the other day, and it was like, I just want a job where I work like 1 hour a day a week and get paid $1 million. Like, is that too much to ask? Like,
so you want to be Oprah? Because I think Oprah makes like, I think every 10 minutes Oprah makes I don't know if it was 5 million. It's something like that, but it's like this crazy stat about how much she makes. And it's like, I mean, and the same thing with, why am I forgetting his name?
Jeff Bezos?
Jeff Bezos. Yes, girl.
Yeah.
He could literally cure world hunger. I think it was like 10 times or 15 times over, and he just does it. Like that, I don't think anybody should have that amount of wealth, period. Like, there's no reason.
I feel like when they say that, right? Like when they
Mm-hmm.
come up with these things, be like, okay, Jeff Bezos can like cure world hunger.
Mm-hmm.
How many times? Or like, what are the steps? And this is something I'd love to ask, even when we get into this question, because on the surface, yes, but it's like, even when people are like, I'd love to have $1 million. Okay, what do you do? What are the steps? What are you first going to do? Like, if someone has the capability of feeding the whole world, like, what do the first steps? What does that look like? Am I eating real food still?
No.
Are we eating space food by then? Like how does that?
You're probably eating the best. I mean, I know I would. Like, I think it was.
Are you eating the space food? Are you ready?
Oh no, I don't think I'm gonna eat space. I mean, if Earth is like gonna blow up tomorrow, like we're definitely not gonna make it. Like the top of the top of the top people are gonna be on Mars by before we even know it. We gonna have blown up already, and they're gonna be have gone. So, I mean, you know, I would love to have $1 million, and if I did have $1 million, I'm definitely paying off my student loans and all my debt and some of my people's debt. Like, I think that, and obviously in like investing in a business and making sure that you have money that appreciates. But yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, like at least give people like now they're talking about like, oh, $15 for minimum wage. I'm like, that's like 5 years ago. Like 5 years ago, you should have made $15 an hour a minimum wage, a federal minimum. And I'm speaking for the US. I don't know what it's like in Canada.
It's it's $16.50, which is pretty much
like your government, like your whole everywhere.
The minimum wage, at least I want to say for Ontario, the minimum wage is, I believe, $16.50 or $16.25, which when you convert it, it's pretty much the same as your guys' 15, and that's the only reason why they raised it, to match y'all.
What? Well, because ours federally isn't 15. They're trying to make that like everyone will be able to get $15.
I feel like Canada, the whole of Canada is supposed to be, but I know Ontario for sure, like majority of places already have that like implemented. If they're not saying, oh, it's because it's government required, they're just like ahead of the time. But I believe there was a law or something where like eventually that is gonna have to be like what it is for everyone, because the cost of living, like, bruh, like,
right,
like it's
I know
that's a whole nother rant in itself. But it's like everything in the grocery store is like a good like 13 to 25% more expensive than it was at a certain point. So if you were spending like average 150 to 200 maybe every 2 weeks in the grocery store, now it's like doubled almost.
Yeah,
when you're buying the same stuff, nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The same with healthcare. I just think that that's, crazy. Good, but you guys have free healthcare, right?
Yeah, but it's still not what that is something that I am grateful for, because I think about the little things that maybe we take advantage for over here that I'm like, oh shit, you really can't do that in the States.
Right.
But I look at, for example, my mother, she's still actively like a nurse. Shout out to all our healthcare workers and essential care workers. We value that very much. And one of the things that has bothered me the most, and we don't have to get into it too very if you don't want to, but it's just like, she's at the nursing home, which is like the seniors home. And they started taking people from the hospital and transferring them to the nursing homes. So like what I'm trying to understand is if our seniors and older people are like the most susceptible or the weakest to what is happening, why are you taking people that are literally in the nucleus of what's happening and sending them into a place with our most vulnerable people? Like it's been so sad speaking with my mother and just knowing of the things that has been happening, and the amount of like residents and people that she just had to say goodbye to because COVID spreading like wildfire in there.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry. And you said your mom's a nurse.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
When I say goodbye, I just didn't want to say like people that, you know, had passed away, but like I'm talking stupid numbers. Like say if she was in the nursing home and she was responsible for taking care of like 10 people within like a week or 2 week span, like she would have lost like 6 of those people. Literally the seniors were just dropping out like flies. And I'm like, just seeing that perspective and seeing how like other businesses are kind of flush, I'm like, yo, nobody cares. Like,
yeah,
I'm not trying to get shouted at or nothing, but I'm just like, girl. Like,
no, I feel you. No, I totally feel you.
they don't care. They don't care.
No, they don't. And honestly, I think that in some way or fashion, I feel like the US and I'm sure other parts of the world are using this as a hey, this is killing off people. All right. Like, and it's sad because I think that that's just how the world is in many ways, where it's like, well, if they gonna die, kind of like what we was talking about, if the world was gonna blow up, the elite of the top, they're gonna already have been gone, because they are, and they probably already know about it now. Like Jeff Bezos, the billionaires and trillionaires of this world, I'm sure they already know what's to come. You know, like, and again, like I was talking to my friend and it was so funny. He was like, Jeff Bezos, to have that amount of money, he's had to have killed somebody, whether it was him. I know it's a bizarre. It's
not funny. I should stop like responding with laughter to these things because it's not funny. Please, guys, that's not.
No, but it's crazy. Like, and when you think about it, he literally has so much money, and I just feel like it seems like such an extreme thought. But when he said it, I was like, he must have killed somebody, and he's like, yeah. I mean, by this point, like, someone has had to die in the midst of him getting to where he's at. Because, I mean, he's fairly young. Like, he's not super old. I feel like he's like late 40s, maybe early 50s. He's not an old guy. And to be having this amount of money, like, I mean, Elon Musk, like, we kind of see how he's built his way up. But, like, and I love Amazon. Shout out to Jeff Bezos. I'm glad he's doing, great things with some of his money. And not to just rag him. But literally, when my friend had said it, I was like, you know, that's kind of crazy. Like, now that I think about it. But of course, we all strive to be as wealthy as a Jeff Bezos. But at the same time, yeah, I agree. I think that I would at least have saved, or helped make world hunger no longer a problem at least once out of that stat that we see online that says he could have done it 15 times over. But at least once save the world, when it comes to world hunger. For sure.
No, that's definitely true. And like, it's even things like that. It's like it's a yin and a yang for me, because being someone that, as I said, I'm trying to create my own table. And like, when you read the story, you look at things that like has come up and where they started from with Amazon, and it's like, yo, if downtown were to like, or when downtown blows in a major way like that, like, bruh, I feel like, bro, because I have 40 M's now, do not feel like this 40 M's is not mine. It's like, y'all were not here when I had 0 M's, you know? But like everything you said, I completely agree with that. So it's just like, I guess when we get, like they say, new levels, new devils, when we get to those stages, you understand what's happening and why they made me make the decisions that they make, or move on it a certain way. But you have a certain amount of money, more than definitely you got bodies. There's no way you ain't got, on some Lucius line, bro, there's no way you ain't got no bodies.
No, seriously, like, how do you, like, I mean, when you really think about it, like, I watch a lot of, well, I don't watch a lot of TikToks, but when I see those TikToks that are like educational, somebody had put like a bunch of rice together, and he said, this is how much rice or how much money Jeff Bezos has in comparison to the regular everyday person. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, that's literally an insane, like, you are good forever. There's literally no reason for you to have even half of what you have. So, and I mean, again, like you said, y'all wasn't with me shooting in the gym. However, I do think that it is, I mean, and it may not be everyone else's goal, but I know for me, one of the things that I want to make sure that I do is to provide opportunity and resources to other people, especially if I know that it's taken them a little bit harder to get to that next, that next level. So for me, while I understand, you know, hey, is he a trillionaire? I think he's a trillionaire. Billionaire? Yeah, I was gonna say. For me, if I were a trillionaire, there would be so many different things. Just like his wife or his ex-wife, when she got out that divorce, she was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna give money to HBCUs, and we don't know what that deal looks like, so I don't want to give her too right. We don't want to give her right. What's the gag? Exactly. But at the same time, she is good for the rest of her life, yet she's still using the money that she's getting from him to make everyone else's lives better. And I think that that's just so important and so crucial to everyone's part in this life that we're living, is to make the next person, you know, aside from us, have a better life, especially as Black people. I'm so big on Black people, brown people, people of color. We really need to work together to make our communities so much thrive more, because every other cultures are doing so. And we know, and by other cultures, we know what culture I'm referring to specifically. So for me, every day, even though I'm not at an Oprah status yet, for me, if I can, just like with Sean, hey, you have a business, and I'm referring to Sean Bronte Sims, who has a pen. If you have a business or you have anything, whether, you know, if I can help, why not? Like, it's not going to do me any injustice, you know, for me to help the next person next to me. Like, I'm never in competition when I'm settled and secure within myself. That's really how I feel. So, and also, again, that's just me as a person. I feel like I want people to be great. Like, I ain't come to be number 2. I ain't come to be in the top 3. I came to be number 1, period, and point blank. So if I'm going to be number 1, best believe the people next to me are going to be number 1 too. So, and the people, whoever else I can give to in the world as well. Facts. So, but yeah.
Facts. Well, that is the perfect tie-in to, like, the last of what I want to ask you was just, like, moving forward, Rocky, you know, we know a bit of your, obviously we don't know your whole journey, but we know like how far you've gotten out the mud and just worked to where you are today. And we've gotten just a snippet of some of the trials and tribulations that you've gone through as a journalist, just dedicated to your passion, and some of the things that you just had to learn and maneuver through. Now, moving forward, you know, I feel like this summer maybe is looking like the world is somewhat going to try to open back up, right? So for you, like, how do you, I feel like this is going to be so loaded, but bear with me.
Okay.
But I just feel like, how do you feel like, you know, I feel like it would be very stupid of us as humans when this world actually like opens back to a somewhat normal, for us to go back out in the same way that we came in, like just in general in life, but more specifically, like when COVID goes back out, we shouldn't be going to places that are unnecessary. If there's one thing COVID has taught you, to make the necessary stops or realize where you need to be and where you don't need to be, who needs your time and who doesn't need your time, or protecting your energy like we spoke on. So, you know, when it comes to your future, I know you've done red carpets, I know you do freelance work, like you put in the work, but do you feel like what's going to be different for you? Are you planning on changing anything when it comes to going out into the world again? Like, just for you, like, you know, because that's all we can focus on ourselves, where it's just like, do you think it's going to be different for you? Are you planning to move different, but in like a positive way? Like, just, Girl, what does that look like for you?
Girl, yeah, I'm definitely going to continue to wear my mask. Like, even I do plan on getting vaccinated. I understand people's reservations for those who do not want to, especially if you are Black and brown, Black or brown. But I do plan on getting vaccinated. So that will be a totally different change, in the sense that, like, it was such a quickly put together vaccination. So it's kind of scary just to know, like, okay, we're kind of just jumping, you know, headfirst into it. But I think it's very important in order for us to get life back to the way that it was. But as far as life being different for me post pandemic, I would say in general, I'm just gonna be wearing my mask. Like, when you think about it, we would be in concerts and at different parties where, like, we're literally bumper to bumper next to somebody. And honestly, when you think about it, how often have we been getting sick? If you've really been staying home, how much have you been getting sick in comparison to when people were just out and about? Not that much. So it's like, in reality now, we're realizing people are kind of gross. germs are really out here. And no, you know, for real, like,
no, I'm just like, if you're my friend, you know this is something, like, I'm a huge germaphobe, so.
yes. No, seriously. And so for me, I'm definitely wearing my mask more. Like, it's like when and it's crazy because you would see some people wearing a mask already, but you would like, oh, okay, why are they wearing a mask? But if you go to like more populated places of the world, you'll see, yeah, you'll see people wearing masks, and it's like, dang, we should have really been kind of hip to no, for real, right? Yeah. Exactly. So I'm definitely gonna continue to wear my mask. And then other than that, probably nothing, because again, girl, I'm a hermit anyway, so I be in the house, and if people want to see me, then they know where I live. And obviously I know where they live if I want to visit them. So honestly, like, I'm a very close-knit person. There's only a select few of people that I actually interact with, not in like a, oh, I'm just not going anywhere, but just in the sense that like I literally just have my close-knit friends. So in general, girl, no, I'm just gonna wear my mask and keep it pushing and get vaccinated.
I love that. And thank you for your transparency. I don't really like to like ask people about that in interviews because I don't want either people attacking you for if they agree or don't agree, and B, like, it's a personal, you know what I mean? That's something very personal. So thank you for just being so transparent and sharing your opinions on that. And I do honestly feel like at some point or another, you know, I was like speaking with my father, and he was like, he's in Georgia, as I told you before, and he was saying like he feels like even like when it comes to getting your driver's license or health card and stuff like that, they're going to be like, okay, well, you need to be vaccinated to like get this. So I feel like at some point or another, that's possibly going to be the reality for everyone to have to do that. But let's just be safe and wear a mask as much as like, just be smart about it. Like,
yeah, I know. Because some people are really still traveling the world, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I mean, if you want to do you, then do you. But like, I just,
which I'm okay with. Like, because at the same time, the people that I see traveling, they're wearing their masks. They seem all right when they're back, or like, you know what I mean?
It's like one of those things where you seem all right, but you might endanger someone else. You know, like, you could be someone who doesn't have symptoms or who can't. They don't catch the virus, but you could pass it on to somebody else. So I think while I agree, I want people to live their lives and have fun, but you have to think about the other people that you're around. Like, I just wrote this story the other day about this black boy, who had to get his hands cut off and not cut off, but amputated, his hands amputated and his legs amputated because he had got COVID. And then when he was in the hospital, because of COVID, you know, it brings down your immune system. He ended up catching this, I forget what the virus is called, but it's specific to kids. And he ended up having to get his legs cut off, his right leg cut off first. And then because there was no blood circulation going through his hands, they had to cut off his left leg and then his hands as well. So, and this boy is 10, you know, at 10 years old, he's having to experience such a traumatic situation. And it's something that while I don't know how he got COVID, it's just one of those things where for me, I'm just like, nah, I'm okay. Like, I'll stay in the house. If I need to like get out there and socialize, FaceTime is your friend. And I just don't think it's worth it, you know? Like, I think that it's awesome that people, if they're traveling the world, they are being safe, which to me, I think that that's counterproductive when it comes to being safe. Because if you're being safe, that means you have to pack your bags, get on that plane where you're next to several other people, because these planes is packing up them seats again. They're not doing the empty middle seat. No. So for me, it's like, and I say the same for myself. I visited my family. So, but before I visited my family, I'm like, the last time I went home, I got 3 COVID tests, all negative. And when I got on the plane, I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna have my mask. I'm a double mask, have my shield, like doing all these extra things. But at the same time, my parents are in their senior years, and you know, right, like their senior years. So for me, it's like, you know, I don't want anything to happen to them, and I don't want someone else to jeopardize their health because they just needed to be free. to be free. Like,
exactly.
you know,
And
so, but
I completely agree. And it's just like, though, you know, especially now with the weather kind of like getting nice again, where it's just like, I've definitely been feeling that itch. Like, I miss seeing my friends and stuff. But like I said, both my parents are seniors. My best friend has a baby that, like, selfishly, I don't want her telling me I can't come see my baby. So, you know, these are the things where, as we were speaking on earlier, I just look at what's more important, or what are the things that mean the most to me. Does going to whatever, is that more important than me staying safe inside, so that when the time comes to see my little baby, my little peanut grow up, or like go and see him, I can't not go in that space because, oh, I've been a lot of places just acting reckless, putting my baby's risk at health. Like, if we say, I just been watching Atlanta, and I'm like, well, nobody's dying, so I don't know. Like,
girl,
it's
they different. They build different. They gotta be, because I don't know what the hell is going on over there. But in LA, I ain't going nowhere. Okay,
no.
like it's crazy in LA, and honestly, like,
It seems like LA's opening back up.
yeah, they can open back up. I'm staying in the house, but they can open back up. I mean, like, I don't literally, like, there's people planning birthdays and stuff, and I'm just like, okay. Like, I mean, if that's what you want to do, I mean, I can't, you know, for me, and again, also too, on my birthdays, like, I don't like to see anybody at all. So I just, yeah,
Why?
it's not like I promise I don't hate people. It's just like, for me, on my birthday, I like to turn my phone off. And if I'm with somebody, there's a special person that I'm with, and that person knows who they are. But I like to turn my phone off completely and just be in my own vibe. Like, I just want to be, like, because I'm not gonna lie, I've had a few birthdays where people have ruined my birthday. And when I say ruined, it's like, your energy's bad. And so for me, I'm like, I've learned my lesson. Gonna remove myself. And so I just remove myself from the world completely. I'll probably, like, be at a beach or something. But, like, that's how I feel you, though. Because I want to see my nephew. I do. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want my nephew to, you know, something to happen to him possibly, because I don't know that I have, you know what I mean? So it's like, let me get vaccinated. Thank you. He is so cute. Shout out to his parents. Shout out to my sister.
Right? Shout out to the DNA.
Right. He is.
No, he's so adorable. So adorable.
He is. He's so cute.
I'm just, only time will tell. We can only do what we do, which is staying prepared, staying in the crib, you know, eat fruit, minding our business, and just moving accordingly with that. Like, I feel like a lot of times people make it more complicated than it needs to be. There are a lot of things, of course, that are happening, but I'm not forcing my Bible or anything on anyone, but, like, there are parts in there where it tells you just to be still. And this is a moment where, niggas, it's time to be still. So
it is. Right.
So, you know, I want to take heed. I definitely feel like I'm that person where, like, everyone could be doing something, and the minute I try it, that's when it, like, goes left and doesn't work in my favor. So I'm keeping quiet, and I'm doing what I need to do. Yes, it's sad. Yes, I don't get to roll around, but as we've been seeing on the flip side, a lot of people being creative. Like, I'll share the other night, my bestie and I, like, we'd have karaoke night together in person. We had to do that over FaceTime, and it was a great time. And not that, of course, we wouldn't want to be around each other and all those things that happen, but it's just being smart about it. And everything is just so unpredictable. Everything just feels so unpredictable. So for that sense, it's just like, just do what you know you're supposed to do. And if you're not sure, then I feel like you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like whenever you have a bad inkling about something, if you're in doubt, do without. That's,
I love that. I love that. If
Yeah.
you're in doubt, do without.
Yes, for sure.
I love that. Now, Rocky, I want you to have the last say tonight, the last words.
Okay.
Anything that is on your chest that you feel like we didn't discuss, we might have missed, or something that you're just like, yo, I need to pop my shit, I need y'all to know this, etc., etc., can you please, you can have the mic, it's your time. And at the end of that, if you can let everyone know where to follow you, where to support you, where to keep up, and if you're allowed people to get in contact with you, how to do so and how to go about it.
Okay. Okay. Woo. My mind. Okay. So talk my shit. Black people, this is for you. I love you so much. I love you so much. We are amazing. We are beautiful. We are intelligent. We are resilient. We are strong. And we need to work together. Both Black men and women need to work together. We need to cherish one another. We need to love one another. We need to support one another. I'm a big advocate of Black love, Black friendship, Black literacy, Black education, Black financial literacy, Black wealth. I'm for Blackness, period. And I think that the only way that we can thrive as a community is if we continue to work together, if we listen to one another, if we show each other grace. That is how we move forward and we grow as a community.
Major.
And then, you know, for the people who follow me and who have been listening and tuning into this, I really appreciate you. Again, sometimes I suffer from imposter syndrome. So getting these different flowers from people like UK and the people that have been in the live, that's really, yeah, I really, like, people, y'all really don't know how much I appreciate it. I really, really do, because it's nice to have people affirm the work that you put into what you do every single day. Yeah. So I appreciate that. I love that. And then you said, okay, anything that I want you guys to know. March 10th, I think that's on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it's on Wednesday because I chose that date. I will be debuting. No, go ahead. Go ahead. What'd you say?
No, I thought you heard my thing accidentally go off. I was checking the date for you to make sure, because I don't want. The Wednesday, 10th is. Yeah, you're correct. The 10th is a Wednesday.
Perfect. So be on the lookout March 3rd, because I will be dropping the trailer. But for March 10th, I will be debuting my red carpet vlogs, which are titled the. I know, I'm so excited. This has been another thing that's been in the works. The Adventures of Rocky Harris, the Red Carpet Reporter, will be on YouTube. That will be March 10th. But I will be dropping yes, I know, I'm super excited. This has been a work in progress and something that I've put off because I've just been so busy. But these are all of my vlogs, behind the scenes, look at what it's like for me on my journey as a red carpet reporter. So you guys are going to be seeing, not necessarily me doing my prep, but how I prepare, getting ready in the mornings. And I will be telling you guys all the carpets that I'm going to. You guys will be seeing me at the carpets, interviewing people, and me going to screenings and all that good stuff and so much more, as well as all the things. There are some things that you guys have not seen. So you guys might have seen the interviews that I've done, but you haven't seen all the behind the scenes. So that's going to be dropping on March 10th. And yeah, Friday night. Oh, tomorrow I have an amazing couple of guests tomorrow. They are the co-founders of Condition Her, Wendy Roseberry and Eugenia Marshall. Black woman owned and operated business, which is Condition Her. Follow them. They are amazing. This is an intimate skincare product and line/company. So definitely tune into them. And then, yeah, so I think that's it. You guys can follow me everywhere on all social media platforms at Raquel Harris TV, and DM me if you are looking into business or something like that. Just DM me. I'm cool. I'm not like that person that's like, oh, you can't DM me. You can DM me. Just don't be on no shenanigans or something like that. But like in reality, I may not get to you immediately, but trust me, I will get to you. And yeah, that's it. I think that's all I have. That's me talking my shit. My shit has been talked.
I love it. No, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy that you're doing that. Like,
thank you.
I see a lot of people are trying to like do that, but I'm like, if there's someone that I would love to like watch your journey, I'm already subscribed. So please do not hesitate. Can you send me please that cover art so that I can put it into my calendar and I can share it with everyone, because like Yes, yes. I'm so happy you're doing this. Like,
Thank you.
no, and if there's anything, I know the hard work that goes in behind the scenes with editing and so, girl,
yeah.
when you get the upload button and it's processed, you're like,
I know. Literally, it's all been edited. These are vlogs from the carpet's like little, It Chapter 2. Yes. No, and It Chapter 2 is lit, y'all. Like, wait for that episode. That episode is so lit. Dora the Explorer. So all those red carpets that I attended, this was primarily 2019. You guys will be able to see all of the behind the scenes, look at all of that, as far as, like I said, what it's like to be at a junket, what it's like to prepare to go to those screenings, and to talk to those people, all the fun, cool stuff that people don't really get to show the world. Like, yes. I got to play a game of Ellen's Game of Games. I got to play a game that was premiered for the next season. It's lit. Like, it's gonna be dope, y'all. And so that drops on March 10th. I will be dropping a trailer on March 3rd, though. So
I love
stay tuned.
No, I'm so proud of you. And I feel like, okay, guilty confession. I love watching like those vlogger videos on YouTube.
Wait, who? Which ones?
So many, girl. I'm about to be fully judged. Like, you got Arnell, obviously Jackie Aina.
Yeah.
There's this random girl. She's like, her name is like Lexus something, but like,
ooh, is it?
Like, she went to Cabo with her man, and then like a bit later, she was like, "Girl, like the relationship." Like, I love watching.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking about somebody else. It's this girl on Twitter whose name is I think it's Lexual.
The girl's name is like Scandalex.
Oh,
I live for that shit. But it's like, I swear, no, you're walking your purpose. I'm so excited to see this because I was like, yo, like, while I love seeing what they do, like, y'all don't really like, don't eat me out. Well, y'all don't really like do anything. Like, you know, this is what you do. So it's like, now having someone like in the journalism field where like, bitch, you really do gotta get ready for this carpet and this and that, whatever. Like, that type of vlogger, I am watching. Like, I'm already in that world, so to have that type of content, to like be like, okay, this is like, because another one that I love that's kind of like, she's not a journalist, but she does a lot of like helpful things for entrepreneurs, is Erin on Demand. And like, she, if you're ever feeling like you want some inspiration or how to set up stuff for your YouTube, like, she's so transparent, like, so like, Erin on Demand. Thank me later.
Erin on Demand.
Yeah. ERIN on Demand. And like, but she does this, helps entrepreneurs, but also shows behind the scenes and be like, this is exactly where I put my ring light. This is like, she didn't hide anything. So I'm excited to see your journey. I'm excited to support you. Like, this is the content I love to see. I love to watch. I love to just like help the engagement to go up, more people to know about, because that's how we support each other. Not everything has to have a monetary like value attached to it. There are other ways to support your kings and queens and your friends and everyone. So let's continue to lift each other up.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, Rocky, this has been like, I feel so full, meaning you gave me so much fruit today. This conversation was like everything. It's always an honor speaking with you. Privately, publicly, you're such a queen. So let that not go unheard of. I know we're giving you a lot of flowers because you deserve it. So
thank you.
So I want to thank you today so much for your time, for tuning in, for sharing your journey, for letting us like know what you have going on March 3rd. You guys make sure to watch out for that trailer because March 10th we're getting into it.
Yes.
And right now, the top left corner of your screen, you should tap Rocky's name. Hit that follow button and be inspired. Like,
I'm excited. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for having me on here for a second time. I had a blast and you're great at what you do. And I look forward to everything else that you have in store. And I'm gonna give you some merch too. Just to let you know.
It's coming your way. What size are you? Well, we'll talk after, but
okay, no problem. I don't know. I'm like a medium.
I don't know if you want
again 30 pounds heavier girl, so I don't know. But I'll definitely DM you.
Yes, and then I'll need to know which one you want, if it's Eat Fruit or Downtown. But like, I just, yes. Everyone is 2021, meaning we're winning. And yeah, like, let's just keep supporting each other, being prosperous. This has been Downtown. Don't waste no time with negativity. Eat fruit, mind your business. This has been our interview with journalist Rocky Harris, and we are out today.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.